A week from now, Anthony Calvillo will turn 41 years old. Darian Durant with a quick pitch to Corey Sheets. Has the edge, but is out of bounds. About half the first down yardage for Corey Sheets.
The talk will continue as long as Corey Sheets continues rolling. The comparisons, of course, between he and Mike Pringle and that magical mark, 2,065 yards.
Different backs.
Very different backs. Different styles. Mike Pringle was as intimidating a runner as I've seen in my time watching the Canadian Football League.
Durant will go to the air, fires into traffic. Great knockdown there from the veteran Byron Parker on Weston Dressler, so a quick 2-and-out for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The thing about that is very similar between Corey Sheets and Mike Pringle is the amount of yards they have picked up and the amount of carries that both of those guys demand.
Yeah, both workhorse type backs. I would say that Sheets, for as much as he is a physical, powerful guy, is probably a little faster than Mike Pringle, whereas Pringle was a more violent runner.
Bursting up the middle. Carrier. 39-yard kick and a 7-yard return and a penalty flag late. Anthony Calvillo is on the bench. Banged up right here from Ricky Foley. We'll get an update. There's Anthony Calvillo, clearly not ready to get back on the field here. So the Alouettes will go to backup Josh Nicewander. Angelo State has not thrown a pass this season. There's one, and complete to S.J. Green, but going nowhere. Terrell Mays, Weldon Brown with the sandwich on the far side for a loss of a couple.
Well, first completion for Nicewander, so that may be out of the way in terms of confidence, but it goes for a loss of 2 yards on the play. Third-year man with the Alouettes. Essentially been buried for his first couple years as the number 3 man, as Adrian McPherson was here as well. Moved up with McPherson's departure in the offseason.
2nd and 12. Nicewander over the top and laying out. Unable to come up with it is S.J. Green. And there is an offensive lineman down for the Alouettes, and it's Josh Burke. As if they have not had enough trouble already losing Scott Flory for the season. Now Josh Burke is down, the 2-time All-Star, most outstanding lineman in 2011.
And he got his right knee rolled up on at the end of this play. His big left tackle's locked up with Foley, and just as the play ends, you see his own man, I believe that's Luc Brodeur-Jourdain, rolls up on that knee. With Scott Flory already out, Andrew Woodruff already out with injury. The Owls getting dangerously thin on that O-line.
They've only got one backup O-lineman, Christian Matthews, going to come into this game now, and it's not looking good for Josh Burke, who wants to go out on his own steam here.
Well, this limits Montreal package-wise as well, because they use their extra O-lineman, Christian Matt, as a tight end in a lot of formations, and they had done the same previously. Ryan Bombin had been that guy. Bombin moved into a starting role on the offensive line once they had suffered that second injury to Flory, so he's playing Flory's right guard spot. Matt moved up that food chain, so to speak, and became the tight end. Well, now they're going to have to shuffle. We'll likely see Michael Ola bounce out to play left tackle and Christian Matt come in at guard.
Can it get any worse right now for the Alouettes? Off the side of his foot for Sean White. Sanders again. Another no yards call here. It's all going good for the Roughriders. Darian Durant back to work when we come back. Not what the Alouettes would like to see. Anthony Calvillo is on the bench. With more, let's go to the sideline. Here's Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rod. Anthony Calvillo, rather stoic right now on the bench. That's the way he usually is, so it's kind of tough to tell exactly what is the problem. But he did speak with trainers and doctors several times, pointing at his head, and did mention his vision was a little bit blurred. He also had Jim Bopp come up to him and ask him if he was good to go, and shook his head. So as of right now, Anthony Calvillo has traded in his helmet for a baseball cap. Guys?
Darian Durant, thank you, Lee, to Getzlaff. Chris Getzlaff, another first down. Anthony Calvillo was talking with Jim Bopp and was motioning to his head, and he's having some problems with vision, it looks like, is what he's saying, and we'll see if he comes back. It's never mind his health too. There is a streak in jeopardy, 23 straight games with a touchdown pass down the sideline. That one up for grabs. Taj Smith could not run to that football.
Well, Smith, who's been the long ball guy for the Saskatchewan Roughriders in the early going.
Last couple of years for the Alouettes, keep in mind they've had Adrian McPherson. He's no longer with the team, was a very capable backup. Now it's the young guys, the newbies for the Owls. Looked like an offside. Montreal jumped. Sideline, and there is no flag. Looked like the Alouettes may have jumped offside there, so the kick team is coming out. There was no call.
Well, what ultimately ended up making this play was the effort from Kai Hebert, a beast to handle, and you see him basically run through Corey Sheets in protection to get to Darian Durant and force the hurry.
Shea Emery looked like he had jumped offside. That was missed, and now a little jumpy this time. Ricky Schmidt 22. Just sent one into the atmosphere.
Procedure. Saskatchewan, number 22, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
That number 22 is a guy the Alouettes know only too well, Diamond Ferry, former Alouette. Couple of Grey Cups, of course, with the Owls. The most versatile players in the league. Ricky Schmidt has one of the best legs in the league. Look at this kick. Oh my goodness. Hops into the end zone. Thunderfoot. 68-yard kick from Ricky Schmidt. Tonight, TSN brings you international rugby with Canada taking on the U.S. in the first World Cup qualifying match presented by AIG. Live coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific on TSN2. A hot one here today in Regina. The Roughriders trying to keep pace in the CFL West. Calgary Stampeders play later tonight. And as you might expect, they are painting the town green here today. Jerome Messam, a couple of spins, still on his feet, finally given a jolt by Macho Harris, but there's a shades of the Jerome Messam we saw a couple of seasons ago in Edmonton.
Yeah, and I'm convinced he was never really healthy when he came back to the Edmonton Eskimos from his NFL tryout last season. Never really found his form, found his groove. The Eskimos had an overcrowded backfield, needed to create a little bit of clarity back there. Decided it was going to be primarily Hugh Charles. That made Jerome Messam expendable. He's got himself healthy now and is making a contribution to this Alouette offense.
Nice wander with a pitch to Messam. I would expect the MO right now for the Alouettes is, as we've seen so far in this game, to establish a ground game. You've got essentially a rookie at the helm now with very little CFL experience.
Yeah, I think it becomes only more important now with Calvillo out of the game, but you're dead on, Rod, that this was the plan of attack for Montreal coming into this football game, because it's what you've got to do against an efficient offensive team like Saskatchewan. Control the ball, eat up time of possession, try and keep them off the field, and limit your own mistakes.
2nd and 4. Nicewander drops back now, keeps dropping, and will throw it. And a catch made, they're saying incomplete. Brandon London had to leap high, but he was clearly out of bounds on the far side. That was a deep drop for Nicewander. So third down again for the Alouettes. And it is a work in progress, quite obviously. This is not what the game plan included today, having to go to a rookie quarterback. Jock Sanders retreats back to his 15-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go before halftime in a 4-point game. 8-4 Roughriders. Really, defenses have dominated so far. Spiraling kick. Sanders dropped it. Alouettes have it. Kyrus Hebert. Jock Sanders, who had a hiccup in Calgary last week on a decision he made not to give up a single point, came back to haunt the Roughriders. Sanders this time drops the football, and the Alouettes are in scoring position.
Well, Kai Hebert, great defensive player, but a guy who really earned his reputation in this league as a terrific special teamer. You'll see him coming right down the numbers. Great battle between he and Diamond Ferry. It spots that football, explodes to it. Big play for the Alouettes. Second special teams turnover on the season for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's as many as they've committed on offense.
So now the pressure on the young quarterback. Again, the Alouettes, even with Calvillo, struggled in this area. Nicewander. Play action. Now looks and caught by Brandon London in front of his trash-talking buddy, Dwight Anderson, the former teammates. London and Anderson come up chirping.
Well, the two of them very good friends during their time as teammates with Montreal. Likely got together for a time yesterday, chatted briefly before the game today, but they said game time comes, as Dwight Anderson described it, friends off.
What is on are microphones, both wearing mics today. Second short yardage here now. Nicewander will remain in the shotgun. Jerome Messam in the pistol. Messam takes it, has the first down. Needed to get to the 6. He's at the 5 or very close to it, so it's going to be first and goal, Montreal.
Well, this is a critical possession for the Montreal Alouettes, Rod. We mentioned at the end of the first quarter the need to capitalize on your opportunities, because Saskatchewan's not a team that's going to give you a lot of gifts. This turnover deep in Rider territory. A huge gift for the Alouettes. They need to make the most of this.
20 trips to the red zone this year. Just 7 touchdowns. That's not an Alouette team we know. Messam down close to the goal line. You would have to think Jerome Messam 3 times here could result in a touchdown.
Well, it sure could. He's a load, so he's not a guy you're often going to see get negative yards. 240-pound running back.
Breathing heavy, and they have got a little banged up there. Messam 39 yards on 8 carries so far. About the 1.5 inside the 2-yard line. Messam buckles up. Is it his turn again? Yes, it is. Not this time. And now a big decision. Messam actually lost a yard, and a no decision. They're going to bring out the kick team. So again, the Alouettes can't find an answer for the red zone to get to the end zone.
Well, that's the one thing that you risk in going with that run game in this situation. Saskatchewan knows it's the rookie quarterback. You don't want to be predictable.
Weldon Brown eyed that perfectly. Sean White, 1 of 2. Again, another chip shot here. 12-yarder to make this a 1-point game. That's twice now, though, the Alouettes have traded field goals for touchdowns. The red zone has been the dead zone for Montreal. Darian Durant and the Roughriders, though, have found the end zone. They lead by 1. 5:46 to go before halftime. Who would have ever thought we would be saying that the Montreal Alouettes can't score?
Yeah, and this has been the issue. And the numbers bear it out. You can look at the offensive struggles so many ways, but the bottom line, only 10 touchdowns scored on 106 offensive possessions this season. Not good enough to compete.
Jim Popp again assumes command after Popp went Dan Hawkins after 5 games. Corey Sheets rumbles left side up near the 42-yard line. Kyrus Hebert makes the tackle. Second down and about 4 yards, maybe 3 yards to go here.
And this is the benefit of having a running back who comes into this game averaging 6.4 yards a carry. You know they run a lot on first down. You're putting your team typically second medium, second and short. Gives your offense more flexibility.
Double tight ends, and Sheets had to get to the 45-yard line. We'll see where the spot is. Looks like he's going to move the chains here. If not, it'll be very close. It is a first down. Saskatchewan team that bolstered its roster, its lineup in the offseason, went out and acquired a number of winners, experienced players. Hopes to get to the Grey Cup game November 24th here in Regina. 6 receivers set. Durant fires quickly. Sheets again. And if there has been a blemish to Corey Sheets' game today, little dropsy twice now for Corey Sheets.
And it's a play where Darian Durant got blasted yet again by Kyrus Hebert. He sees pass, he's coming on that blitz. Big hit on Durant just after he releases that football.
Second down time. Does that mean Dressler time? Getzlaff also very good on second down possessions. Durant fires it out this time for Roy Simon. His first catch and his career catch, 999. One away from 1,000. The all-time receiving yardage leader, moving closer to the all-time receptions record, which is 1,017.
I'm surprised to see how much space Simon was given in that situation out in the flat. Montreal only rushed 5, dropped 7. But pretty much giving him the first down marker.
Out of the backfield, going high was Sanders. Shea Emery was putting him in his crosshairs, and Sanders cannot haul that in. So Roy Simon moving close to 16,000 career yards and 1,000 catches. There, who is ahead of him, Terry Vaughn and then Ben Cahoon. Next one for Roy, another milestone in a Hall of Fame career. 2nd and 10. Throwing down again. Going deep sideline. And Taj Smith and Gerald Brown were battling, little shoving going downfield, no flags. And again, the Rough Rider drive stalls.
I'll give a lot of credit to this Montreal defense. Gerald Brown, the guy who is perfectly positioned in coverage on that play, preventing Taj Smith from getting to the deep ball. But this defense has been overshadowed by the struggles that the offense have faced so far this season, but they're really going to have to step up here today with AC out of the lineup.
Another high boot. Carrier dragged down. 3-minute warning before halftime given to the benches. Josh Neiswander at quarterback for Montreal.